Today, we're going to be covering silage from start to finish. Whether you want to do silage bales, you want to do grass in a bunker or chaff in a bunker, we got it all right here. Grab yourself a drink, sit back, relax, and if you enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Without further ado, let's get into this. So the very first method we'll go over of making silage is going to be the bale variant, and you're going to do that on a grass field. So obviously the first thing you're going to need for that is a field with grass. You're just going to go through on any field, plant it with grass, and wait till it's ready to harvest. So once you're ready to harvest, you're going to need a mower. It's going to look like this, and I am using the Coon variant. We'll open up the shop and take a look at that real quick. All of your mowers are going to be under the grassland section. And right in here, you're going to need a front and a back to get the most out of your tractor. So I've got mine set up. Now this is work that the AI can do. So I will activate the AI and we'll quickly let him go through this field until we have our grass on the ground. Okay, now that we have our beautifully mowed field here, the next step is going to be running through it with a windrower of some sort. And believe me, you're going to want to do this because it's going to make your life a lot easier. What the windrower is going to do is it's going to condense all of the grass into a much smaller pile. So when you go over it with your baler, it takes a lot less time. You have to do a lot less passes. Now I am using a merger here, but you don't have to use this one. And let's go into the shop, and here's our windrowers still under grassland. And the merger I'm using is the Respiro R7 RD, but you can use any of these and they'll work perfectly fine. So we're going to quickly let our AI worker go through the field. This is another step that the AI can also do. So he's going to go through this field. He's going to get everything into nice, neat piles for us, and then we can start baling. Okay, our windrower has done his job, and now all we have left in our field are nicely arranged stacks of grass here. So this is ready for us to begin baling. Now, when it comes to baling, you have a couple options. You can go with just a baler and then wrap the bales separately with a wrapper, or there is equipment that has a baler and a wrapper built into one machine. So I'm going to show you how to use both. There is also a third option of a stationary baler, which does require a little bit more equipment because you will need a forage wagon at that point in order to load this up with the grass, but I'm going to show you how to use this as well. So the first thing we'll go with is going to be just the standard method of baling and then following it up with a wrapper. So you're going to need a baler, which will be under baling, and you're going to need a round baler. Now you can choose any of these round balers in here. They all will work. Once you have picked out your baler, you're going to need a wrapper. And the one thing you're going to want to keep in mind when you're doing this is the wrappers will have specific sizes that they can accommodate. So when you're going to go through and bale, you need to make sure that you are doing the appropriate size for your wrapper. Now, the wrapper that we have is the goal right here, and that's what we're going to be using today. And the size for the goal wrapper is going to be 125 to 150. So we need to make sure we set our baler to one of those sizes right there. So let's get hooked up and then we'll take a look when we're on the field. Okay, so we've got our baler set up. We're at an appropriate size, 125 centimeters, which will work perfectly. So we're going to turn our baler on. By hitting B, we're going to lower the pickup, and then all we're going to do is drive through these lines right here. You're going to hear a beep as soon as the baler is full. And now it's full. So what we can do is unload the baler manually by pressing Y, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is turn on automatic drop by hitting Z. And what that's going to do is that as soon as the baler is full, it's automatically going to unload the baler behind it without you having to press anything. The other way, you'll have to press Y every single time that you want to unload the baler. And you'll see now that we have automatic drop on, as soon as we're full, it's going to go ahead and drop the bale. Easy as that. So let's switch over to our wrapper now and we'll take a look at that. All right, so we're hooked up to our wrapper now. All we have to do is unfold it. That'll put it in its operating position. No need to turn it on. The wrapper is just already on its own. And just like the baler, I am going to turn on automatic drop by hitting Z. And then we're going to go ahead and approach our bale. And you'll see it just automatically scoops it and begins the wrapping process. And there you go, and it's dumped out. Now I do have an attachment on this baler that will, or this, pardon me, this wrapper that does turn it on its end. If you don't have it, it's going to have the round side on the ground as opposed to that side. So we'll do this last bale. Same as before, we're going to approach it. You can still drive while it is wrapping, so if you prefer to drop it off in a specific location, you can pick them up and go ahead and drive them over there. And as soon as it's done wrapping, it'll just drop it right on the ground. Easy as pie. All right, let's fold this up and let's get to the next wrapper. Okay, so we've got our second baler hooked up here. Now, there's a couple more options. If you look in the top left, we can turn the bale wrapper on or off. So if we just want to make bales, we can do that without wrapping them. We're going to leave it on. And then all we have to do now is turn on the baler. So we'll do that. We'll turn it on. We'll lower our pickup. And away we go. Now you're going to see it's going to fill up. And then as soon as that is full, it's going to go ahead and automatically wrap this for us without us needing to go through. Now this one does not have the end overturn, so as you see, it comes out a little bit different than the other one. So let's go over our stationary baler now. So it's going to be attached to a tractor, needs to have the engine running. It can be in the unfolded position or folded position. When it's in the folded position, it can move around on those wheels, no problem, just like normal. But when it's unfolded, it is completely stationary. You're not going to be able to move it at all. So the neat thing about this is with the tractor attached, you can go out here and you can actually control the baler from outside. So you can change the size and you can turn automatic drop on and off, and you can turn the baler on. So let's go ahead and turn the baler on. Now this is where you're going to load all of your grass right here. This is the bunker. And I've situated it next to a storage point so that hopefully as it gets processed and goes in here, the bale is going to drop out right here and automatically get loaded right into this bunker. I've also loaded it up with silage additive, so it will increase the silage that we get as well. So next thing we need to do is hook up to this forage wagon, go through and collect some forage, and then we're going to start dumping in here. So if you've never used a forage wagon before, it's very simple. You just turn it on and then lower the pickup, just like you're baling. And then you're going to drive over your lines and it's going to collect that grass right in the back of the forage wagon. All right, so we've got a full forage wagon full of grass. Not quite full, but we've pretty much emptied our field over here, and I've gone ahead and backed it up to our baler here. So when you have it in the right position, it's going to give you the dump indicator. So let's start dumping our grass in. And as you see, it's going to collect right there in the bunker. And once we're done dumping, we'll hop out. Okay, so it looks like we may have positioned this a little bit incorrectly. All right, I've gone ahead and adjusted our position slightly here. And now, as you can see, it is wrapping the bale. And it's also going to continue to create bales over there. And let's see, did we get it right? Nope, we didn't get it right. But you kind of get the gist here. You just have to adjust this a little bit. I feel like I'm only off a tiny bit. Let's see. Right there. So if I had the output of this machine right here, it would have sucked it right in, just like that. But that's how you use this machine right here. You just fill up this back here. It's going to go ahead and bale it, and then it's going to go ahead and wrap it. Not the easiest to do. You do need some extra machinery to do it. So perhaps stick with this method if you're, you don't have a lot of cash. But otherwise, feel free to do this. All right, the next method we'll look at is going to be creating silage in a bunker. Now, the only thing you're really going to need for this is basically your mowers, your windrower, a forage wagon, and a bunker. That's to create it. Now, to get it out is a whole different story. What I like to do is use a conveyor belt, but we'll go over that when we have our silage ready to go. So, to buy your bunker, you're going to go into the placeable buy section, and you're going to go under silo. And here's all your different bunkers that you can buy. There's a small, medium, a large, or a large that looks like this. So this is probably the easiest one to use, but I've gone with the small bunker for today for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to go ahead and collect some grass with our forage wagon, and then we will load it in the bunker. Okay, once you have your grass in your forage wagon, next thing you're going to need to do is drive up into your bunker and just start unloading. So I like to do a nice even distribution, just like this. And then since we don't have any more grass to pick up, what we'll do is just drop our forage wagon over here. And the second step after you dump in your grass is you're going to have to go through and compact it. So you can buy tools in the shop for this, specifically for this, but typically what I'll just do is drive over it with my tractor a bunch of times until it's compacted. So it does help to have a bigger tractor than this, but anything will do really. You just, as you can see, you just drive over it, and in the top left-hand corner there, you'll see it says compacting. We're at 20% already. This is only our second pass. So we'll drive over this a couple times until it's 100% compacted and ready to go. All right, a couple passes and we're at 100%. And as you can see, the grass actually distributed itself quite evenly in the bunker, and that'll happen as you compact. But let's hop out here. And then when you're at 100% compacted, it's going to give you an option to blanket silo. So we're going to go ahead and hit R. Do you really want to blanket the silo? Yes, we do. And there we go. So now in the top left corner, you'll also see it says fermenting silage, 0%. You need to wait for this to be at 100% before you can go ahead and start collecting this silage, pardon me. Now, I don't think I pointed this out with the bales, but it's going to be the same thing with the bales. If we look at the bale, it says fermenting 0% grass. So let's go ahead and fast forward time and we'll see what it looks like after we're done fermenting. So it's been about 1 day in game. I slept overnight, and as you can see, we have 100% fermented silage here. So let's go ahead and uncover this, and I'm going to show you how I like to get the silage out. Now, we've got two pieces of equipment here. This is the conveyor pickup, and this is a conveyor extension. So if you've never used these before, they can be a little odd at first, but I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up so it works for you perfectly on the first go. So what you want to do is get your pickup right there on the edge of the silage, and then you're going to hit X to unfold it. Now you can even pull it in a little further. It's got a pretty decent pickup radius. It'll probably go to about here before you have to move it forward a little more. So as long as you have this this bar here up, it's in the operating position. Now before you connect it to the extension, you're going to go ahead and turn the belt on by hitting B, and then once you see that it has material on the belt, you're good to go. So you can get out, and yes, you just drive it like a tractor. It's pretty amazing. And then we're going to go ahead and go into our extension here, and you're going to drive the extension right up to the end, and it's just going to connect as soon as you get close enough. Here we go. Yep. And now you can see there's material pouring onto this belt as well. Once it gets to the end, it'll stop. It won't pour on the ground. So you're good to go. But now we need to get it into a position where we can move a trailer under it. So we're going to raise it up. and maybe extend it a tiny bit out. And that should be pretty decent for our trailer over there. So the conveyor is now set up and it's ready to dump into our trailer. So let's get our trailer. Let's go ahead and uncover it. And all we're going to do is pull right up to the edge of that conveyor belt and it'll start filling. Just like that. Easy as that, guys. And you can see it'll still fill if you get out. And we can kind of take a look here at the radius. It's going to suck behind it. It's going to suck up here. Probably until around here. Maybe even a little further. So right around there. Now, once it's done that, what you got to do is you hop in and you're just going to drive it forward. And then when you're out of radius, what you're going to do is you're just going to extend your conveyor there until it's back into position. Now that's our max. So if we go any further than this, what we're going to need to do is move our trailer. But that's the basic gist of it. That's how you're going to load up your silage into your trailer. And then once you're all loaded up, you just drive it off to your sell point and you're good to go. The last way we're going to talk about making silage in a silo is going to be by using a forage harvester and cutting up a crop. And you can do this with corn, wheat, barley, sunflowers, soybeans, oat, or canola. You can also cut the crops before they're fully grown and it'll still make chaff. I'm using corn here. I do believe corn is the best one to use. It gives you the most chaff. So here I've got the tractor set up and I'll pull up the shop so you can see which one that is. This is just the base package that it suggests when you go into packages here under chaff. And this is what I have right here. Now there are other options. You can use a forage harvester, which is specifically made for this. And with this, you're just going to attach a trailer to the back and it's going to shoot the forage or the chaff into the trailer. So it's very, very easy to do, not difficult at all, but let's get some corn here and take a look at what this looks like. All right, so we're ready to do a little bit of harvesting here. So let's go ahead and unfold our forager head, open our pipe up. Now you do need to lower both the pipe tool and the head tool. So let's lower the head, switch over to the pipe, lower that, and then now we can turn our machine on and drive into the field. And as we drive through, it's going to collect the chaff and shoot it right into the trailer. Just like that. Now there are other trailers that you can get that will let you add silage additive, which does give you an extra 5%. So do keep that in mind. So I'm going to quickly go through and do some of this and we'll go ahead and dump in our silo. All right, we've got a nice full trailer full of chaff. So just like we did with the grass, all we're going to do is back it right into our bunker. And you're going to dump. You can spread it around a little bit as you go. You can even compact it while you're spreading it. All right, so now we're fully dumped. And just like with grass, you're just going to drive over that to compact it. And once it's 100% compacted, you cover it, you bring over your conveyor, and you're just going to follow the same exact steps that you followed with the grass. So very easy, but with this method, you will get quite a bit more silage. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a tremendous amount, so be prepared for it. But guys, that's going to be it for today's guide. I hope you learned something. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And if you have anything that you think needs to be added to this, please leave it in the comments down below for everybody to see. As always, have a great day, and I will see you on the next one.